Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Big Sky Crypto. It's Saturday, December 9th, and just thought I'd jump on, do a quick market update. Thought we'd look over Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and was kind of a not super wild day, but earlier this morning seemed like quite a bit of the stuff I was looking at was up. Bitcoin itself was down some. It's been kind of downtrending since peaking on I believe it was Thursday when it peaked, but it wasn't looking too bad. Kind of moving sideways, consolidating, and then later in the around noon, I guess noon 1 o'clock, started to get a dip and sold off a decent amount. Dropped down to about, I think, right about 13,000 even. Actually, it dropped down and touched the 10 EMA on the daily time frame before bouncing. Now it's moving higher again. So just have to see what it does from there. But the other ones, Ethereum was up big, Litecoin was up big, and then they kind of sold off too a bit, and they're also recovering now. So just thought I'd jump on, just take a look at some charts, and also talk about the Bitcoin futures trading, which is going to open up tomorrow evening on the CBOE, and go over it just a little bit, see what what effect it has on the actual Bitcoin market, if it'll have any at all. May not make any difference on the actual Bitcoin price. I gotta say I'm maybe a little nervous just because more of the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen, if it's going to have an effect or not. So, but that'll play out over the next few days, and we'll find out. So that's about it, and we'll get right into looking at the markets. So might as well get right into it. As you can see on the screen here, I have Bitcoin, and this is the 30-minute time frame. So each candle is 30 minutes, and you can see here it peaked. This was Thursday. This was the 7th. Peaked up here. This is actually the Bitcoin dollar Bitfinex chart, so Bitfinex price, and it peaked, I think about 17,171, and then you can see here it dipped down, and kind of came back up, made a second peak here at about 16,300, I believe, and then now it's been kind of downtrending, and this morning it was kind of in this area here, and then it was actually coming up a little, and then it took this big drop here and actually went down right about to 13,000, and then since then it's bounced back up, but still pretty much in a downtrend if you look at the overall trend since the peak. So it's gonna have to work its way back up, probably take out this second peak here before I'd consider it back in an uptrend. Otherwise, it's still at risk of maybe rolling over and going lower. Let me change this to, we'll look at the daily time frame, and you can see, let me get this situated. You can see the two massive candles from which was Wednesday and Thursday. This is Wednesday, that's Thursday when it peaked. I mean, those are huge daily candles if you look at it compared to all these other ones. And I mean, it got, in my opinion, way ahead of itself. On Coinbase, like I said, I think Bitfinex was about 17,300 where it peaked. I think it was actually on this candle here. Coinbase went over 19,000. I think it was about 19,800 or something like that. So it was crazy. But you can see they got way too far above the moving averages. Like the 10 EMA is this yellow line, which it actually today came and touched and bounced off of. But they got way extended above there. So I kind of expected a bit of a pullback. It could just continue, coming down, back down to maybe the 10 EMA, or I mean, it's possible even the 20 down here, which is down around 11,300 right now on the 20. Let me go out here. I published some charts. See if I can pull one of those up. I've got one that shows Bitcoin. I did it. See, I did this one yesterday. This one here. See if I can pull it up. My computer slows down sometimes when I got Camtasia running to record this, so unfortunately it slows my computer down a little bit. But we'll see if I can pull it up. But it shows just how far extended it was, and also I've got this lower green trend line here, which it was basically following before it started to pull away here a little bit, and then it really took off. But I was anticipating it possibly could pull back to this trend line, or near the trend line. Doesn't have to come right back to it, but near the trend line, and kind of resume the uptrend where it was. Or it could chop sideways rather than coming right down. It could just chop sideways until it gets close to the trend line and then take off higher. That's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, I could be totally wrong, and tomorrow it could just take off again higher. But those were kind of my two thoughts on what it might do. Just because it had gotten so extended, I figured it was due to pull back down some. I'd never seen anything move like it did on Wednesday and Thursday, though. It was nuts. So that's basically my thought on Bitcoin. Right now, it's slowly recovering, but like I said, it still could. It's possible it could still roll over and go a bit lower from here. I'd like to buy more, but I did buy a little bit on Friday, yesterday, but not just a small position or addition to my position. I'm really hoping I'd like to pick some up if it got down to, like the 20, down there at 11,300, something like that. I'd pick up even more, or by chance, if it went even lower than that, I would get even more. So I'm kind of waiting. I just wanted to pick up a little yesterday, just in case it did start taking off again. Ethereum kind of has taken off. This is looking at the daily. This is the Bitfinex price also. But it took off. It was up. This is 480 up in this area, and then it pulled down. It was down actually under 400, and then you can see the last 2 days here it really started taking off again, and it got up to a high here of 488 on Bitfinex. Coinbase actually was up to, I think I saw it as high as like 538, I believe. always runs a bit higher on Coinbase. So, but and then now it's pulled back some. It's looks like we're about 460 right now. But on this one also, I'd like to get more Ethereum, but I've got this support line at 400. You can see this point here and this point here, which was where it was running into resistance before. So now that should give it support. And I was kind of hoping that, see, we're way up here. I was kind of hoping that it would maybe roll over, drift down, and maybe retest this support here. Or there's this lower support trend line coming up. You know, if it could kind of come down and kind of like with Bitcoin, come back near this trend line. So I was hoping to maybe get a little better price than maybe something around 400. Even below would be better. But that's kind of what I'm seeing on, or what I'm hoping on, or hoping for from Ethereum, because I'd like to build my position up a little bit more in that one also. But if you look at this past, I don't know what this is, week or couple, no, it's more than that. These are daily, so you're looking at probably a couple weeks here. Basically, it shot way up here, and then since then it's been kind of chopping basically sideways. So, which isn't bad. It's kind of in a consolidation period. I mean, these are some pretty big candles, though. So there's getting some pretty wide price swings. I mean, when you compare it to like these down here, these candles up in here are way bigger. So some pretty big daily swings. But so far it's holding up pretty good. So like I said, I'd definitely like to pick up more. So that's basically it on Ethereum. And then Litecoin, you can see kind of went crazy. This is, again, the daily, and this is Bittrex price. But the last 2 days, it's just, it was down here in the mid 90s, kind of bouncing around. And then yesterday, it just shot up, went looks like yesterday, looks like there was a high of just under 150. And then today it got up over 177. Like I said, this is on Bittrex. Coinbase was even higher than that. I think Coinbase got almost to 200 for a peak today, and then now it's pulled back. On Bittrex, we're looking at what are we at, 147.33 right now. I think Coinbase is up. I think last time I looked, it was up in the upper 150s. So it seems like there's about a $10 spread between Coinbase and Bittrex. But two huge candles the last 2 days. Same thing. You can see how got this green trend line here, and then these are the moving averages way down here. So it's really extended on the daily from these moving averages. I would expect it to have to pull back down closer. I mean, typically that's what you see, but you know, when something gets this extended. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Let me see on the, let me put it on a 30-minute, and because it looked like it was forming a pretty nice flag pattern on the 30-minute chart. Okay, here's the 30-minute time frame, finally. You can see it is kind of forming a pretty nice flag pattern here after this run up the last couple days. Now it's kind of moving sideways, kind of a downward pointing flag pattern. Right now it's kind of poking up a little above the upper trend line. You can see right here it's popping out. So generally a flag is a continuation pattern of the trend. So we were going in an upward direction, so I would anticipate that it will want to continue in that direction. Doesn't have to, but it's popping through right now, so that may be a sign that it's going to take off higher again. I've got these support zones that I kind of drew in down here. I was kind of hoping, because I'd like to get some more Litecoin too, and I was hoping it would, actually a little earlier today it came down and touched this one, but I missed it. I was hoping actually maybe to get it down here like around 120 or so, but I'm not sure. Like I said, it's way above the moving averages on the daily, so either it's got to move sideways for a while and let the moving averages catch up to it, or the price would need to come back down to moving averages, or they'll both meet in the middle somewhere. But I would really like to see the price kind of come down, maybe in this area somewhere, so I can grab some more, before it just takes off. But just have to see, I guess. I've already got a decent position, but definitely like more. So at the best price I can get. So guess we'll just have to see on that. So I guess that's it on Litecoin. Okay, so before I wrap up this market update, I just wanted to bring Bitcoin back up here. It's dipping down a little. It had been uptrending just a little bit here, and now it started dipping a little more. Now it's bouncing, so nothing too terrible. You've got this low for today down here. If it can, if it can maybe put in another like higher low here and move higher again, it could start another uptrend here. If you, it still doesn't look real good. Still definite downtrend and looking kind of bearish overall, but that could turn around. So just have to watch it over the next 24 hours or so. We'll see which direction it's heading. But just thought I'd bring that up before I wrapped up the market update. Also, the video, I was going to speak about the Bitcoin futures opening up tomorrow, which I'm going to, but I'm going to separate it into another video. I recorded some of it, but this video would have been way too long, so I'm trying to cut back on the length a little bit, so I'm going to chop that into a separate video. So this will do it for the market update, and we'll see what happens tomorrow on everything, and hope you all have a good evening, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.